Starting to the bottom left of the map, the Marine Prince, 1-1 in the placement group so far. It is.
Maru Prime.
Can he advance to Code S? Will he be successful in the up and down group? We're gonna find out soon enough. He has 2 matches left. The one against DRG right here, and then later on in the game against Bunny. Starting to the bottom right is his opponent. He's 1-2 in the group. Lost his first 2 matches.
MVP DongRaeGu.
Took the game against Druon then, keeping his chances alive. If he loses here, he's out. He's gonna be in Code A next season.
Maru goes for the gas first down here.
He loves to be aggressive. He really loves it. Gas first for him once again. And DRG is going to spot this position very late. The first Overlord goes to the top right, and the second Overlord goes to the bottom left. And with the gas that has been taken, it's going to take so long for him to see this.
Yeah, he's not going to know for a really long time. And
Drone Scout is, of course, going top left, since the Overlords are going to spot bottom left and top right.
most likely this will be a fast Reaper build. But we have seen, in rare occasions, really fast Hellions, but usually not on a map like this.
Yeah, he could have got for a Widowmine drop. Hellbat drops, of course, also possible. Ooh, he actually scouts bottom left.
Well, this is great for Lenok.
DRG.
Or, I'm sorry, DRG. I'm like, what is with me today, man? You're not hitting me on the wrist hard enough.
I'm a little surprised he scouts bottom left first instead of cross-sending the Overlord there, but yeah, it's basically a matter of preference how you scout. That's amazing for him. It could have been so bad if he... Ooh, did he see that? Could you please check if he saw the gas?
Yeah, I will check that. Well, he knows the barracks timing is off, but he did see the gas as well.
Okay. Yeah, with the barracks timing, you know, of course he knows, but still.
But you know, I mean, we saw earlier Lenok make a mistake, you know, completely different Zerg player, but make a mistake of not checking something so closely.
This is cool though for DRG, because a scout to the top left cross position and relying on the Overlord to find out if Maru spawns bottom left, that would have put him in a very awkward spot since he would have had no information whatsoever. Yeah. Now he sees no early command center, gas being taken, even gas first, so he has to deal with some kind of aggression. And yeah, well, take a pick. We're either gonna see Widowmines, we might see Hellbats, we might see just Hellions with a reactor that is now being built. Of course, always an option.
You know, Hellbats is what it seems like, but it could be either, like you said. And Lenok does not have any idea. The only thing he does know at this point is that it's not a Reaper. Otherwise, he'd be seeing it by now.
Yeah.
And there's the Starport.
Starport, but no armory.
No armory. So just a straight up Hellion drop, perhaps with. He's actually just going to see this. DRG's going to come in here and see it right away with that Overlord.
Yep. Sees the Starport. Here come those Hellions. Speed is being researched. DRG, he should be... Well, he knows what's coming, so he should be able to defend against this. It's come down to micro.
Yep. So he will have speed, it looks like just either right before the drop gets there or right afterwards. It's going to be very close. The Queens are really important here too. He adds an additional one.
You know, we talked about that bunny. We should give him some bunny ears.
Yeah.
I feel as soon as Maru turns 16, I'm gonna buy him white rim glasses.
I like that.
As a birthday present.
I like that, man. Are you gonna ask him to dye his hair orange colored as well?
No. But then he's gonna be the Crown Prince Prime.
He sees the medevac. You know, he double checks. DRG very much in the know here, and it looks like speed just barely not going to be finished by the time the attack hits. There's also a Viking coming out with this.
Yeah, Viking is of course really helpful for him. But let's see how well he defends against this.
No CC, not at all.
Yeah, no command center just yet. Viking on the way. We have the minerals now piling up though, so he will get the command center quite soon. But we have another set of Hellions now also being there. The drop immediately being spotted. The Queen's already ready, 3 of them.
DRG is just laughing at this drop.
I mean, it's basically like he has a map hack here. He saw everything that's happening. The only thing that he didn't see are those additional Hellions that sneak into his natural right now. And he doesn't react at all. Well, he has the Lings there, but gets quite a few shots off. Those 2 Hellions doing a decent amount of damage. That was the best trade that he could get for them.
Yeah. I think DRG just thought maybe if he left them there it would be fine, but no, it was not. We're going to go into now Hellbats as a follow-up to this. It's all about the Queens targeting the medevac. If you target the medevacs down, that's how you defend them.
Yeah.
Targeting the Hellbats is a mistake because not only do they heal, but then as soon as the Hellbats get low, he's just going to boost away and lift up.
Only thing that you do against Hellbats is run.
Yes.
Run for your life.
DRG loses an Overlord to that Viking. He's going to lose a second one.
Well, he already lost 2. He's going to lose another one, and he's already supply blocked by this. Third base now coming in, and the job for Maru just not fast enough to deny this third base. But with the armory now, the follow-up is going to be really, really interesting. And DRG has to defend against this, and he doesn't have a Roach Wall, and he gets Spine Crawlers. Maru even getting in the third CC now, and is still doing a decent job with the Vikings and the dropships.
Yeah, I mean, it's 750 versus 250 resources lost right now in Maru's favor, so he's making this work pretty cost efficient. Those lanes got vaporized.
Yeah, they got burned, literally.
You know, the Hellbat follow-up is very, very scary and potentially deadly. He goes into the third command center. He's just going to hope to do damage here. He wants to bait these lanes, but again, DRG is just so cautious, so careful. He knows #1 target's not the Hellions, it's the medevac.
But those Hellbats could do a lot.
Yes. Starts the wall at the front. He's got a spine ready as well, but it's not going to be the point of target. It's going to be the mineral lines. That's what he has to worry about.
Hellbat #1 and 2, #3 and 4 already being built. There's one Spore Crawler. He saw it earlier. He can dodge it. Here are the Zerglings. They see what's coming. There's the Afterburners. He's moving right in, and another drop into the main base right now. He's trying to hit it the 2 positions at once, and here come the Hellbats.
Getting a decent trade against those Zerglings, but a nice defense for DRG. The problem is, of course, the Hellions in the main base. He stacks up the drones. He fights with them.
Yeah, he fights with the drones, and he's losing a lot of them. Another shot, maybe taking down even more, but just barely there in time. 19 Harvesters lost. Now the tech into there.
Both players, you know, as a result of the aggression, very low on Harvesters, 36 to 33. Still slightly in favor of DRG, but with Triple Mules about to come out of that command center, he's going to feel comfortable with this. Don't forget, there are more Hellbats on the way.
Exactly, another set of Hellbats is going to come soon, and a lot of drones are now being rebuilt by DongRaeGu. His lair tech is, of course, late because he had to defend against this. We have Maru going into +1 attack, and Stim has already been started. The dropship, on the other hand, spotted by the creep tumors, and the queens are immediately there to take down a few of the hit points.
Yeah, you know, the Hellbats are going to finish those drones off of the main that were roasted slightly very quickly if he doesn't protect those.
The drop comes in to the right side of the map, Wolf.
Yep. Reaper holds the watchtower. Meanwhile, there are so many queens, it makes it really easy to pick off the medevacs.
But he's posturing and he's drawing those units away. And oops, it's actually not a medevac to the right side. It was the additional Viking that he built earlier. That paid off so well, by the way.
Yes. These 2 Zerglings have spotted the medevac yet again. He needs to kill those.
Mao is just trying to posture around a little bit, and there's always the threat of the Hellbats being dropped into the mineral line, and DRG is well aware of that.
DRG with 5 queens just making a mockery out of these drops for the most part. Those weakened drones, though, several of them go down here. He loses some larva, too.
Yeah, he takes a lot of those Harvesters down. Fair amount of them. And the Queen also says sayonara and adios. And the Lings, well, fighting with Lings against Hellbats is never really cost efficient, but he makes it work, has enough of them.
Yeah, you know, he barely had enough there. Maru is starting to fall behind in supply quite a bit, but obviously that's because he was powering up during his entire time, getting all these add-ons, getting all of those barracks, and now he has that production. He can go boom instantly with about 15 supply popping out there, 6 Marines, 2 Hellbats, Marauder, 2 more barracks about to finish.
This Viking is the silent hero in this game. Taking out another Overlord. Lot of kills for the Viking here.
Yeah.
All the Overlords gone. DRG not supply blocked by this, but it's really annoying. And Maru plays a game where he tries to be the one who puts DRG in a very passive position. And DongRaeGu is struggling with this. As soon as he has those Mutalisks in the game, he has a drop defense. But for now, he's just rallying a few roaches across the map. The thing is that Maru should be ready to defend against this.
Yeah. His 3 Hellions looking kind of cute here. They do spot it along with the dropship.
With double Marauder now being built.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, he
Combat Shield's very late here, obviously, since he was going for a more mech-oriented opening.
Stim is done, though, and those roaches are at the wrong spot in the wrong time.
Yeah, DRG going to lose a lot of his investment here, even dropping Hellbats on top. And turning around to fight the Hellbats isn't going to work either.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see is Maru pick up his Marines, boost them forward on top of the roaches, and then trap them.
That would be cute. He's done it in the past. Speed is kicking in for the roaches. It saves a few of them. +2/+2 has been started, but this is such a this is one of the things, is one of the scariest attack that the Terran player can man up.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Bane
Marauder and Hellbat is insanely strong. It is so good, especially with +2 and with 1/+1.
No Baneling Nest here. I mean, he's at the mercy of this attack. These Lings are going to disappear in seconds, and the Marines are doing the real damage back there.
Oh, the Hellbats are toasting everything. The Queens are strong, but look at this DPS. Even without the combat shield, he's taking down so much. And DongRaeGu has a strong defense. He's transfusing the hell out of those spine crawlers and roaches.
Yeah, but eventually he's going to be out of energy. He pushes Maru back. A lot of drones being killed by this lone Hellion on the right side, and the boost in the main is good.
This is once again the mobility of the Terran army. He drops into the main base and is trying to take down as much as he can. +2/+2 is on the way. Maru is trying to man up a second wave.
Yeah, can DRG keep his wits about him here? Maru is looking very strong. He's saturated at third base during all of this, and it's not the base that DRG expects. In fact, I don't think DRG has any idea.
But that was such a cool defense. I mean, that was brilliant. DongRaeGu, he was microing his heart out there with his transfuses, keeping those spine crawlers and the roaches alive. He could have lost everything there.
I mean, DRG has shown in this game that he knows exactly how to deal with this type of composition and these type of drops. It's just make those extra queens, make sure you target properly, hit those transfuses. Does lose his hatchery over here, though.
This is definitely the biggest issue, losing the fourth. Maru is already building even more more production buildings. He's now transitioning into Widow Mines. And it's just like he always has another step that he's going for. There's a lot of DPS here, but there's so many roaches. The Hellbats are moving in a little bit too late to help out with the initial attack.
Yeah, that was poorly executed by Maru. He saves the Hellbats,
but he has a drop in the mineral line now at the third base. You don't see that on camera just now, but a few drones going down.
Yeah, it looks like he got about 4 of them there. In total, he's killed 36 Harvesters this game.
Against 1 SCV lost, by the way. +2/+2. Completed now for Maru.
Yeah, Maru needs to just take a step back here and relax a little bit. Yeah, he did a lot of damage with his aggression, but he can't make it work anymore. Not against this many roaches. There's 41 roaches on the map right now. He's going for an attack.
But roaches, I don't know. I don't think
the upgrades, you know, 2/2 against the roaches just have +1.
Roaches are not really the unit that you want to have. It's just not cost efficient at this point anymore. With the +2/+2 done, with so many Marauders there and the Hellbats at the front,
plus the Medivacs.
Roach Baneling can do a lot, but with the Widow Mines that we have, the Hellbats, I don't think this is a composition you want to go for.
Yeah, well, Baneling speed is going to help.
Just be enough, but I don't really think it will.
It just may, you know, he's getting a good shot up here. A lot of Maru's army was out of position.
Yeah, but it's not like he doesn't really have to fend off the attack. He has to do damage with this, and this is the bigger issue.
Here comes another Marine attack. He's going to get these Overseers.
Think about the investment of gas here. That means that Mutalisk and everything is going to be so late. Maru is missing a few of the units there, but he has another force over at the third base of his opponent.
Oh, good Widow Mine hits so far, and he's starting to get those reinforcements out. The split is good. There's no Banelings left.
No, just, yeah, the Banelings are gone, and with only the roaches, that shouldn't be possible for him to work. He's going to push this back, but eventually Maru is going to hold.
Yep. And, you know, DRG, he, like you said, it's a huge investment in the gas. He will do some damage to the SCVs over here, and Maru may have to lift. No, he actually just runs away.
This is just not cost efficient. It's not cost efficient at all. DRG is going to regret going for this.
You know, the problem with roaches at this stage of the game with all the Medivacs is roaches fire so slowly. They do a lot of damage, but the Medivacs just out-heal them. And once you have enough Bioforces, especially when you have Marauders in the mix, it just does not work.
This is not going to work for him. He's just building roaches, and more roaches, and this is not going to work for him. Look at all those Medivacs that we have. The healing power alone is insane. +2/+2 is done. He's going into +3 attack now, and DRG is just falling farther and farther behind in the game.
Instead of picking up, he kites. He picks up more of the roaches. The Baneling's not too useful here. He's fighting off creep, of course.
Once you miss the timing with your Baneling and roach attack, it's over.
Here comes the second wave of Marauders and Marines. He splits them well here, and this looks like the end of DRG and the up and downs.
This is just way too much DPS. The roaches are being obliterated, and there he's hunting down the remaining ones. Maru is on a roll. He's on the way to kill DRG and his hopes of advancing to Kodesta.
Yep. DRG will not be playing in the Premier League of the OSL. He will not have his second chance at taking that final spot. And that's it. I mean, he's down 50 supply now. He's probably just trying to come to terms with the fact that he's lost this game.
He cannot transition out of this.
No way.
Marine Marauder, especially this Marauder heavy with the additional Hellbats and the Medivac support, is insanely strong against ground, especially when you don't really have enough. And roaches are not going to be the unit that you want to rely upon, especially when you're behind in upgrades. He had the Spire, he didn't go for the Mutalists, and this is the time where he cannot win with this anymore, unless Maru makes a huge mistake, and that's very unlikely to happen.
He gets up the ramp. That's the most important part of this fight. And even with a concave, it does not matter. With all these medevacs, he has 14 medevacs. No way.
Yeah, there's no transition for DRG. This is, once you lose the timing, you are done for. And this is the case. DRG, GG's, and he will be in Code A next season. He is out of Code S.
Rough group for DRG, only taking one single win. He got with an all-in. And Maru, you know, looking very pensive at the computer there. Almost as if he was confused by the strategy that we saw from DRG. DRG not looking too upset. Yep. Maru not out of this just yet, but this puts him in a very comfortable position.
Yeah, so far we have not a single player in Code S. We have 2 regular matches remaining, but we already know that DRG is not going to advance today. He is out. We won't see him anymore. Yep. The next season.
And Linog and Maru, the next 2 games, if they both win their games, they will both take the spots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, for now, if Linog takes the next game against Ruin, then he is going to advance. And then if Bunny wins the next match, we have Bunny versus Maru. This is going to be the last series. And if Bunny wins it, he's through. And if Maru wins it, he's through. So this we will need all of the games, and that's basically going to determine it. Unless we have now... Yeah, if we have a situation where Ruin wins against Linog, then it's a little bit different because Linog wouldn't advance to Code S right away. But if Linog takes the game against Ruin, then Linog is going to advance, and the winner of Bunny against Maru is going to advance.
Yeah, and that's how it's going to kind of stack up. So it could be at the very least only 2 more games left, just depending on how things go. DF Atlas will be next map, and it's Linog versus Ruin, if I'm not mistaken, playing next.
Yeah, exactly.
So... this is interesting. You know, it would be so funny to me is if Linog does the same bullet DongRaeGu does, because Linog's actually known for this against Ruin because he's studied Ruin, and Ruin loses again in the same way. That would be like the worst possible feeling in the world.
I doubt it a little bit.
Especially not on this map, I don't think.
That would take... Linog just is the better macro player, I feel. Ruin shows a lot of potential, but Linog can really... if he is confident in his abilities to take down Ruin, and he should be, then I feel he's going to play a very standard game. Gonna scout a lot in case Ruin pulls off a timing, but Linog should be able to take a game against Ruin here. He's just a better macro player, and today he has shown good play, except for that one match that we saw him play against Bunny. That wasn't really... that was him gambling a little bit, going for the timing that didn't work out for him. But I feel that he has the chance to actually take this if he just relies on his abilities to take Ruin in a map.
Yeah, how straight up is he going to be on this map? I think a lot of this will come down to spawning locations. It is Atlas, so if they spawn across, especially, you know, Linog probably going to play the longer game. If they spawn, you know, both at top, that could be a situation where he gets tempted. Because he has studied, as I'm sure DRG did, as the reason why I went for the speedling attack, that sometimes Ruin does kind of lead with that Zealot, make the double stalker, and before he goes into Stargate, and that leaves him vulnerable. We've seen this a lot in the past, from Linog specifically. Yeah.
For Ruin, of course, if he loses the next game, if he loses the game against Linog, then he's also going to drop down to Code A. So, in case that wasn't obvious early on, if he wants to have a shot at advancing to Code S today, he has to win against Linog. And so far, I mean, in the game against DRG, he lost the match, but it was also a little bit of a weird game where DRG really gambled a lot with the early Ling attack. So we haven't seen too much of Ruin's ZVP. We've seen that later on against DRG, he made a lot of good choices, and he really tried to keep his chances alive against DongRaeGu. And it looked a little bit scary. It looked really as if Ruin might be able to turn things around, DRG with a lot of cost-inefficient engagements. But in the end, the lead that DongRaeGu just had was way too big.
Yeah, way too much for him.
Yeah.
And we're going into now potentially Linog's final game. This could be his ticket into the Premier League. This is what he wants to win, and his choice of build is all up to him. Does he risk it all on a dime, or does he actually play a straight-up game? You and I are thinking he plays the straight-up game here.
Well, Linog, this game is important for him. If he does not win this match, then he has to rely on Bunny to do a good job in the last series. Because with how everything would work in a tie situation, he would be in a spot where Linog would advance together with Bunny.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry. I'm actually wrong here. The reason, my bad. If Linog loses this game, the reason why he has to rely on Bunny is that if Maru wins it, then the players that would advance are Maru and Ruin. Okay. But if Bunny wins it, then we have a 3-way tie.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we are waiting for the game to start. Atlas is going to be the next map. We'll go over the situation in the group as soon as the game has started for all the guys that are watching the VODs instead of the live stream here. But this is, for both players, of course, a very important match, and it's one of the last two of our regular session here if we don't have a tiebreaker. Jumping into the game between Lenok and Ruin now here at the GSL Up and Downs with Colorful.